Audio Jungle. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our Women's Laundry Network webinar for the Love of CLA. One of our task force members came up with that clever little title, revolved around Valentine's Day. But we're going to have a few panelists who are going to share how the CLA and the Women's Laundry Network has really helped them in the industry. So to begin, though, just so we get an idea of who's on this call, if anyone participating, if you can go into the chat and add your business name. So if you have a laundromat, that name, if you're from a company, and where you are zooming in from. Just like to see where everybody's coming from. So I'll start introducing myself because I don't think I did. I'm Danielle Bauer, and I work for CLA. And I am right now in our headquarters office, which is in a western suburb of Chicago. All right. So, let's see. Looks like we have, all right, some other Chicago. Oh, Charleston, South Carolina. We're heading that direction for our event in May. Rhode Island and Florida. Oh, lucky people in Florida. Montana, maybe not so lucky. All right. So I would like to introduce the panelists that we have today. We have Catherine Fisher, who owns Adams Washateria. We have Kenny Smith, who works for Card Concepts. And then Monica Wales. I know she was in the car. Not sure if she still is or she's made it home with Happy Laundry. All right. So if each of the presenters, if you wouldn't mind, and Catherine, I'm looking at you, so I'm going to start with you. If you can share your business name, which I guess I kind of did, where it's at, how long you've been in the industry, and a sentence of what made you fall in love with laundry, because we all love laundry, and then your current relationship status with CLA and the Women's Laundry Network. So how long you've been a member?
Yeah. So I'm Catherine Fisher. I own Adams Washateria in Corvallis, Oregon, home of Oregon State Beavers. We opened officially December 22nd of last year. So I just hit 2 months.
New. Yay.
It was a long haul to get here. For all the normal reasons that everybody talks about, city planning. Did I mention city planning? Just build out, figuring out what I wanted, all the things. But what made me fall in love with the industry, and this is going to be so cheesy, and no, nobody's paying me for this, is actually the women of the CLA. I went to a wash, dry, fold event long before I opened, because I wanted to just like get into it and see what was going on. And so I went to the wash, dry, fold 2 Octobers ago.
Yeah.
And met a bunch of these lovely ladies, and they were so welcoming and so encouraging and so supportive that I was like, oh, I think I actually can do this, because up until that point I'd felt really much like I was on an island, and you know, there are only 3 other laundromats in town, and so it's not like I could go talk to them, and it's a rural community, et cetera, et cetera. And so I will actually say it's the community that I fell in love with. And then my current relationship status is I have been a member. I've been a member for probably over a year and a half now with CLA and the Women's Laundry Network, basically at the same time. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Penny, can you share same information?
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. I am Kenny Smith. I'm with Card Concepts. As was mentioned, we are located in the Chicagoland area as well. I've only been with CCI for about a year and a half, so that was pretty much my introduction into the industry. Um, and I guess what made me fall in love with the industry is I travel all over the country, and my assumption was I'll go to a CLA event and I'll know everybody or at least a couple of people, and everything will be fine. Well, I walk in and it's nothing but a room of men. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. And, you know, Nika must have spotted me with this unsure look on my face or something, a moment of doubt. And she came over and talked to me and just introduced herself. And that simple gesture really, I think, made me feel so welcome. And obviously, it was much less intimidating once I had someone to talk to. And so that was probably one of the best moments for me, just feeling like I really belonged. So that's kind of what made me fall in love with, the industry itself. And then when it comes to, what's the status of, or what's my relationship with CLA and WLN to date, is obviously ever since that first interaction, I've tried to become more and more of a active member with CLA, and now I'm happy to be part of the task force with the Women's Laundry Network. And, I just want to continue to stay committed to involvement and give back to people, and welcome them like I was welcomed in.
Very nice. Well, thank you, Nika. Thanks for bringing Kenny in. We're glad to have you. Monica, are you on and available to share?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much
Okay,
for your
there she
patience.
is.
I noticed there's another Monica on the call. So from Montana, there must be something about the Pacific Northwest,
And the
but so
name
glad.
Monica.
Yeah, so I'm so glad that everybody could join us today. Obviously, my name is Monica Wales. My husband and I own Happy Laundry and Dry Cleaning in Spokane, Washington. I've been in the laundry industry for about 13 years. I'm married in. My husband started our business 20 years ago, and just really became part of our family's story. Uh, so that really is like the one sentence that made you fall in love with the industry. Like it kind of went hand in hand. Like I fell in love with the man first and then fell in love with the industry. It wasn't immediate though. I will say I went to a couple of clean shows and I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening here? It was very overwhelming to me at the time. But I'm so glad that we've been able to really lean into our CLA membership. In terms of our relationship status, we've been CLA members, I think, for over 10 years. And I've had the honor of serving as the chair of the Women's Laundry Network. And, the Women's Laundry Network it's especially meaningful to me because it just creates this intentional space for women in our industry to lead and grow and be seen in the industry. So that concludes my comments.
Yeah, so Monica is modest. She wasn't just a chair of the Women's Laundry Network. She was the inaugural chair that helped us get started. So her relationship goes a little deeper.
And also the member of the year.
Yes, the CLA member of the year. So for those of you who receive our Planet Laundry magazine, which Planet Laundry is no longer, she was in the very last issue in December of Planet Laundry, right on the cover. And I believe she had a pretty red shirt on like she has on today. All right, I do have some more questions, but I'm gonna stop sharing just so I can see everyone, because when I share, I can only see the slide. All right, so a few more questions for our panelists. For everyone who's on, though, feel free to type comments, questions that you may have in the chat, or if you're feeling comfortable enough, you can come off mute and ask your question. We do this as a meeting, so it can be a little more interactive with each other. But I'll get us started. So First one is they say experience is the best teacher, but it's often the most expensive one. So we'll go backwards now. We'll start with you, Monica. Can you share a specific shortcut or a piece of advice you received from a CLA peer, and it could be man or woman, that saved you time, money, or a major headache?
Oh gosh, I really had to think about this because, truth be told, I'm not boots on the ground in our laundry business. So I'm like the corporate strategic officer or something like that. But I do think that one of the things that I learned from a fellow CLA member was like really measuring uh, outcomes. What is exactly that you're trying to do? How much money are you willing to put towards that? And at what point do you stop doing the thing if it's not successful? And establishing those criteria of like, okay, if it doesn't meet this, then we're going to try something different. If it does meet this, then we'll keep doing it. So having those conversations about go, no go, like what makes sense and what doesn't, was super helpful. And I think that really saved us a lot of money.
Great. Penny, what about you? Any shortcut or piece of advice you received from a CLA peer?
Certainly. So I guess I don't know if it's necessarily a shortcut, but it's definitely helped me um, in avoiding or saving some time and avoiding headaches. Um, as I mentioned, I've been traveling pretty consistently for over the past, almost 2 years now. And one thing that I've noticed that is consistent across the board is how incredibly welcoming everyone is. So even competitors will go out and grab drinks together, and after a show, and we'll just share amongst each other. At shows, at lunches, you'll see distributors sitting with vendors, store owners, new investors, everybody all at the same tables, just swapping their real life stories. And I think the best advice that I've received is to, you know, don't waste time learning the hard way. Take advantage of these opportunities, ask questions, sit at the mixed tables, even if it goes outside of your comfort zone. And, stay after and have a couple of conversations and just really take advantage of everyone's experience because you don't get it everywhere.
Yeah, that is something that we hear all the time is how welcoming the laundry industry is. And a lot of times it's people coming from other industries, they're, I don't know, in real estate or accounting and so, yeah, so they've gone to other industry events, and people keep everything kind of close to the chest and they don't want to share. And they're always like, wow, laundry, like people are so open. So, sounds like that was your experience too. Catherine, how about you? Anything you have learned from a CLA peer that saved you time, money, or a major headache?
Yes. I mean, really, what hasn't saved me all those things? I I just want to say something about the networking. Like I was having a real problem with something I needed, and a specific piece of equipment that I was trying to get, and I was having I I was hearing all the stories, and one of the lovely ladies on this call actually suddenly magically I turn around and I was bitching at her, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And then she said, I'll be right back. And like 4 hours later, it was like, oh, that piece will be delivered in a week and a half. It'll be installed the next week. Like I cannot tell you the importance of networking. Like you really, really, really want to not only get to know these women just so you're not on an island, but because when I have been discouraged, I have texted Monica. When I have needed help with that part, like, and I'm not going to name her, I have gotten help in that regard. Like people have stepped up to help me in ways that I underestimated, and to your point, do not receive in other industries that I've been part of.
Love to hear that.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, really, we would not have opened on, we were already way late. We would not have opened on December 22nd if this member had not stepped in and helped. So
Well, this is a magical member, huh?
yeah, totally. Very.
Hopefully she knows who she is.
She does, I hope.
I do.
Okay, good.
And I'm crying now, so thank you.
That's good, because I mean, really,
Aw.
I was tearing up thinking about how like truly, like it was, I had been beating my head against the wall for weeks. And so to have it just become so much easier because of connections that I made at events that and have met these women, and to actually know Raina, not just on these calls, but in person, I cannot speak highly enough for that.
But it wasn't like that, 15 years ago.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I mean, really, the
Our
women that are in
industry
the
is
CLA,
grown
this is
into
an
this.
amazing network. And so if you are at all, if for anybody who's on this call that is considering going to any event, do it. There is magic in showing up. Truly magic in showing up.
I would agree. All right. We'll start with you this time, Kenny. So, and then even though Valentine's Day is over, this is revolved around it. So, in the spirit of Valentine's Day, what is the one hidden gem or underrated benefit of CLA membership that you've fallen in love with? Something that surprised you once you joined or became more involved?
I think it's just, really the camaraderie with everyone, the openness. I've been in so many industries where it is a task to get any information. Not only, a lot of times your own companies are in separate silos, the different organize or portions of the organization. And then to try to get information outside of that is impossible. But to go into the laundry industry and everybody being so welcoming, willing to share that information, that is just a critical component that eliminates so much stress in my day, that I know that I can reach out to anyone and they're willing to help. It's certainly not what I've had in any other industry that I've worked in. So when I talk to new members or I talk to prospects, that is one thing that I always, encourage them to do, is take advantage of the shows, take advantage of anything that you can, because you will learn more than you ever anticipated.
How about you, Monica? And any hidden gems?
Yeah, I think the only thing I would add is just access. I mean, we've talked about networking a lot already, but there's so much access to free education. There's so much access to being connected to people, to being, to having access. That's my word. Like, you just have more access, and it shortens the learning curve for all the things that you're doing. Anything that you're struggling with in your laundry business, like, can be like, again, you don't have to do it alone, and the women are amazing, and even some of the guys are all right, like, and some of them will share information. So yeah, I just think that's, I didn't expect that, because I definitely experienced CLA in the beginning, just basically like through workshops and you know like wash dry fold conferences and things like that. So having that access to people is gold for sure.
Anything you want to add, Catherine?
Yeah, I'm gonna go in a totally different direction, because these ladies have already talked about the things that I would have chosen myself. I do want to put in a plug for the one-on-one with Brian, the CLA president. That was super helpful to ask a whole bunch of questions of. And then also just the resources that are on the website. Like, there are a lot of guides and informational things and videos from past programs. Like, if people haven't checked those out, I highly recommend it.
Yes. So one thing for any of you who are new and maybe haven't joined CLA yet, one of the benefits that you get immediately is a link to our executive director, Brian Wallace's calendar, and you can set up a 30-minute call. And he's been in the industry over 30 years. So, I mean, he's reviewed business plans, he's looked at leases, like all those things. he can connect you with other people. So, I mean, it's pretty unheard of to talk to the executive director. I mean, we are a fairly small organization, but that's pretty unusual that you get that one-on-one time. So thanks for bringing that up, Catherine. So next, I can't remember what order I've been going in. So at this point, I think I went Kenny. So we'll go to you, Monica, first. So growth often happens outside our comfort zones. So how has CLA or your involvement challenged you to think bigger about your business or your role as a leader in the laundry space?
Yeah, I love this question so much. I think CLA really challenged me to stop thinking like an operator and really start thinking like an industry leader. Being around people who have multiple stores or who are using technology and innovation to really scale their business really allowed me and my husband and I to expand our uh, perspective in terms of what is possible. And I think that's, I think it's very easy to be siloed and to be just doing, the thing. And especially for 20 years, like you can get kind of in a rut. So like anything that we can be a part of that helps us think about things differently, whether it's AI or technology or processes, systems, tools that just are helpful. Like those are all things that we have learned by being associated with CLA, which I'm super grateful for.
Um, how about you next, Kenny? How has CLA challenged you to think bigger, either about the business or your role as a leader in the industry?
Absolutely. So it definitely challenges me on a regular basis. I mean, I came into this just thinking about my numbers and how I could be an effective salesperson. And since then, I've learned so much about the industry, something that, I never anticipated knowing as much as I do now in a year and a half, being brand new to it. So that was amazing. But all the experiences, the people that you talk to, they just really help you out, and it makes you be better at your job, but also, collectively everyone be better because you're bouncing ideas off of one another. You're understanding what people that have been in the industry for 20 plus years have struggled with and how to avoid those pitfalls because people are so welcoming with their knowledge. And, for me personally, I get to use it as a benefit and build on it when I have sales conversations. So I find it to be extremely effective. But also, when I talk to new folks, I can kind of utilize that as leaving little bits and pieces of information for them to think about because guaranteed, if they're new to the industry, they've never thought about certain key things. And so I think just the conversations themselves help everyone as a whole.
Catherine, do you have anything to add about how CLA may have challenged you to think bigger about your business?
Yeah, it was interesting. I laughed when Monica said, even some of the guys are okay too. Because what I have seen at the different events that I've been to is that women, a reminder that women bring something to the space that men do not bring. And to really lean into that and lean into my abilities as a woman and as a leader to bring a different way of being. I mean, my laundromat is, I guarantee you, not like most. I didn't even call it a laundromat because it's like a laundromat, but a whole lot better and way more fun. That is actually our tagline. Because
I like that.
I leaned into what I bring to it as a woman. So it really has a different feel and a different flavor. And so for me, that's the thing is like CLA has made it obvious that I want to do that and how I want to do that and what are ways that I can take the best of the stuff that the guys have been doing for however long they've been doing it. And also what can I bring to the table that will change it and elevate it?
Yeah. And you're right. I would say a woman perspective might be a little bit different on what's important in the business or how you want to run your business.
I mean,
Definitely.
just having a kids area has been a game changer, like huge. And it's not even that impressive of a kids area. It's just a kids area. And we bring in tons of customers that like everybody who has kids tells their friends who have kids. And everybody's like, I just can't tell you, we're the only laundromat in the area that has one. I
Is
built the laundromat I wanted as a mom. Like that's it.
right.
Right.
You knew when like that's what you would want. Your kids
Correct.
entertained so you can do the laundry.
Yeah, exactly. Like give them some Duplos, give them some books, have an area, right? So that things like that. Like they don't have to be huge. They just have to be what would I want as a woman in a laundromat, not just what do I want as a moneymaker or as a whatever.
Right. Um, so the next question, I feel like we've kind of touched on it a little. Many of you use this phrase exactly, where as a woman, sometimes you feel like you're on an island running your laundry business. Um, so let's see, we'll start with Catherine, I guess, this time. So how is having a sort of heart-to-heart peer group change the way you approached your daily operations and your long-term confidence?
Um, it has made me realize that the way I want the laundromat to be is possible. So I actually don't spend that much time at my laundromat. I really don't. Maybe 2 to 4 hours a week. And some of those I'm doing my own laundry. Um, actually, I make my wash my fold attendants do my laundry, but you get I start the laundry. I pretend like I do the laundry. But truly like it having a strong women leaders to look at and to see how they're doing business has made me think bigger, think more is possible. I struggle sometimes in the forums because people tend to get very operator based and forget that they need to be building themselves out of it in a certain way, right? They need to be replacing themselves with staff. And so I have gotten a lot of confidence from seeing other women just killing it at doing this in ways that you can't have the same experience in the forums or that in these sort of nebulous keyboard warrior, you don't actually know it's true. Like I've had really deep hard conversations with people of like, this is going on, what do I do? Right, that you're not going to get anywhere else.
They like you hear the term you want to work on the business, not in the business, which just sounds like that's where your movement is going, where you can think more strategically rather than worrying about, fixing a machine.
Correct. Like, or, do we have enough Duplos? Like, I don't have to think about those things if I set up the systems right and I'm working on the business opposed to in the business. Yeah. And seeing other women do that has really helped remind me that this is possible.
Yeah. Monica, so sort of the same question. So just to repeat, how has having a heart-to-heart peer group changed the way you approach either daily operations and your long-term confidence?
Yeah, well, I think the word confidence, like, there's so much that goes into that, right? So I've had some conversations about staffing challenges, about some leadership decisions, right? Some decisions tough decisions we've had to make with our leadership teams, growth, like fears about growth, opportunities and acquisitions, and even things like large accounts receivable and the anxiety that causes me as a woman. And the cash flow and all the things, being able to have those conversations with women who have been there or who have already created boundaries and this is how they do it, like having that is just like there's nothing like it. And I also think we've touched on this a little bit, but like when women come to the table, like I feel like we are the collaborators. We are the ones who want to work together to make this industry, this business, this, all of this so much better. And that is one way that we show up differently than the gentlemen, because I feel like they are pretty competitive. Yes, they'll share some information. And if you're in a similar market, there is a little bit of like hesitation. And let me assure you, there is plenty of laundry for everybody. I don't care where you live. There's plenty of laundry to be washed and folded and sent back. It's a lot. But just having the peer-to-peer group is really just super helpful. We've talked a lot about that.
Yeah. Kenny, anything to add about how the peer group has changed the way you approach daily operations? And yours is a little different because your operations are in a company environment, but still the same industry.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a little bit different. I mean, from my side of the table, I go to distributor shows, and it's nice. I will see women maybe hesitant to stop by any of the vendor booths, and then they see me and they just smile like it's this sense of relief, which obviously picks me up as well. And so I think there's a good play off of that situation. And then again, it's just that exchange of knowledge. I am one of the only women that shows up for the shows as far as a vendor. And so I think that, definitely it can be overwhelming. And especially when we're all lined up in a line and then to have to come over and see somebody. But I mean, just that little smile or something like that helps eliminate some of that intimidation helps a lot, and it does it on both ends. So I think that's definitely something that's given me additional confidence.
Yeah, that's nice. I've been at those distributor shows a few times too, so I understand what you're saying. Um, all right, so last one, and any of the three of you could answer. So if you could write a love note to a woman who is currently on the fence, so potentially some people on this call today, they're on the fence about joining us today. What is one sort of pivotal moment you've had with CLA that you would want to share with her or him, I guess, but her most likely? Any of you have like that sort of pivotal moment that you're like, yes, people need to be part of CLA because of this? And some of it is things you've shared already, I think, the camaraderie, the networking.
Can I? I'm going to jump in.
Sure.
Every time I'm around these women, every time, period, every time. And I've been to 2 Wash Dry Fold conferences. I've been to the Clean Show. Every time I'm around these women, I'm going to Excellence. Cannot wait. I learned something about myself. I learned something about the industry. I learned. It is. I have more friends, and I have more, like, I just am more rooted in both myself and the industry. And I said it before, and I will say it until I'm blue in the face. There's something magical in showing up. And there is something especially magical in showing up with these women, because holy crap, these are some amazing women. That's all I have to say.
That's a good summary. Monica or Kenny, anything else to
P.S. I
add
love
or
you. Like, P.S. I love you. Like, that's the thing. It's P.S. I love you. I clearly wasn't done talking. I mean, really, like, don't laugh at me, Monica. But I mean, really, like that's the thing, is like, there's a part of me that like gets excited when I'm like, oh, I'm going to see my friends. I didn't know these people before I went to Wash Dry Fold conference. Like, P.S. I love you. To everybody who's on here, I love you.
I think the events themselves are great, but when you attend any of our women's events, the energy is just unstoppable. There's just buzz in the room and everyone is happy and yeah, they're great events. Kenny, were you going to add something?
Just echoing the fact that, showing up is worth the time just because of those connections. And, you get all the added benefits of learning more about the business and just feeling smarter and more confident in yourself. But it's really just that connection alone is worth showing up for. So I completely agree.
Yeah. Well, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't know if you were going to talk or not.
Yeah, I think I would just add too, because we kind of talked about like leaving a love note. I just want to say, like, every person on this call is capable and worthy of a successful business. And you are worthy, we are worthy of having a partner in running our business. And that's where the CLA and the Women's Laundry Network comes in. So just ask yourself, like, how much faster, how much more confident could you grow if you didn't have to do it all by yourself? Because you don't. Yes, I love you. I love that, Catherine. Well, let's tag that
on. Well, that sort of brings us to the end of the questions I had. Did anyone else on the call have questions you want to ask of other women? I mean, that's kind of what this is for. Anyone on here want to share an experience or a story or anything that we haven't covered? Kind of open up the floor, so to speak, to anyone.
Hi, good afternoon, ladies. So
Hi, Courtney.
I'm from Charleston, South Carolina, and I just want to say, ladies, thank you so much for sharing. Monica, I have seen you on different podcasts, you and your husband. So I have watched you guys as well. But I just wanted to see any pointers or anything towards me. I'm launching my laundry pickup and delivery service next week.
Oh,
So just any pointers or anything. And just a little bit about me. I come from the event rentals industry. So I have an event rental company where we have table chairs, stage and dance floor, china, anything that you can name, we have that for rent. But we do have a laundry department. So we do linens and napkins. So that's how I'm getting into this. So we do have down seasons, which is December, January, and February. So we coming up into our busy season. So I was always thinking about expanding the business, but how? So I just thought getting into delivery and pickup with laundry just made sense because I have the infrastructure in place. We have 4 box trucks. We have a couple water dryers. So I'm going to take a stab at it and see how it works and just kind of go from there. But just wanted to tell you guys, thank you so much for your great information and just sharing your experience. So,
yeah, Catherine.
I am hard to shut up, apparently. Sorry. First of
No, it's
all,
great.
that's awesome. And you already have a lot of the skills that you will need for that.
okay.
The thing that I didn't think to mention before, but I heard a lot at every conference I go to, like you'll see it a lot of places. What everybody says is you'll just figure out the way to do it.
Yeah.
And so be willing to take the chance, be willing to yeah, you're going to lose some money on some orders when you're figuring it out. Do it anyway, because
Right.
that's part of the educational cost. And you already, I'm sure in the event business have been like, oh yeah, you want to rent a giant inflatable clown? Okay, we do that. And then you figure out how to do that, right? Like,
Right.
even though you don't have an inflatable clown, you will have one.
Right.
The same idea applies here. Like, you will just figure it out.
Okay.
And yeah, like you'll just figure it out. There are some great software options. I'm not going to get into businesses because we don't do that, but
Mhm.
there are some great software options that could support you if that is something that you need. And there is at least one coming up about pickup and delivery specifically that you might look into as well. Again,
Okay.
come meet us. Like I intend to be there. There'll be other people there. That is not a
Is
CLA
this
event.
something that CLA is having?
No, it's
Okay.
by a vendor. So
Okay.
vendors will have their own programs as well.
On
Those are worth
occasion,
going
right?
to.
Yep.
Yep. Those are worth going to as well because you will see us there. We just won't be quite as banner table
Got
well
it.
identified.
Organized.
No blinking pink flamingos.
Yes.
But you will be able to find us there, and like, you know, you can put a note in like the Facebook page and say, hey, are you coming to this event? Would love to see you there, that kind of thing. Those are other great opportunities to meet us, even though they're not actually CLA events.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Catherine. I appreciate that.
You've got this.
Getting the resources that are on the page, like there, I mean, just at the top of my, like Seychelle, right, like she would be a great resource for her to just watch some of the interviews she's done. She's kind of like I mean, she does a lot of video about all the things, and it's, you know, all the things that went wrong and all the things that went right, and I love how she starts everything with let's talk about, and let's talk about I completely messed up today, you know, let's talk about when things go right. So finding her, I mean, I see her
Who
on
is it
LinkedIn.
again, Rena? Who are you referring to?
Her name is Seychelle
Seychelle
McNeil. That's it.
Okay.
And
Can
all
you
she
spell
does,
that? Seychelle.
yeah, it's in
Oh, I
the,
got it, Monica.
There
Okay.
you go.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Monica.
she
Okay.
only does pickup and delivery.
She only does
Yes.
pickup and delivery.
Yeah, and she
And she's
doesn't
not
own a
far from you. I think
laundromat.
she's in Charlotte. Is that correct?
She is. Yep.
And this
So
is YouTube?
Just Google her.
Just Google her. Okay.
Google.
What was her last name?
O'Neill.
McNeil.
McNeil, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, she did
All right.
she was on a panel. We did a panel. She was on the panel, and it was her, and wasn't it Hannah Chapman? Hannah Chapman also does pickup and delivery. She's got some crazy awesome processes and workflows.
Okay.
So there's a lot of resources out there that you can at least get started.
Yeah.
And it's not
Well,
you're not
thank you
starting
for
from ground
that.
zero.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
And like
thank you for being here.
our YouTube has those past things as well.
You said R.
Yeah, the Women's
Yeah.
Laundry Network.
Oh, okay,
We
yours.
have a
Okay,
YouTube.
yes.
Yeah, we
Okay.
have a YouTube that you can look up some of the past things that we've done, the past panel discussions and
Okay, awesome.
whatnot.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Can we post that in the chat? Can someone post that
Yeah.
link to the channel with the Women's Laundry Network previous episodes? That would be awesome. Courtney, your questions are super valid. I want to say one affirming thing first, and that is what I'm seeing in the industry is that we have so much experience, so much vast experience in different industries, and your experience in the rental business is highly transferable to this industry. Obviously, I want to speak very briefly to your seasonal concerns, right? The seasonal nature of your businesses, right? So one thing that my husband and I have focused on we have similar down periods like December, January, February. And we have focused a lot on short-term housing. So whether that's Airbnbs, there are a lot of businesses that are getting into the business of managing multiple properties. And so, for example, we have an organization in North Idaho where we go and pick up at their hub, and all of their cleaners pick up linen for the houses that they clean at that hub. So we're not going to 40 different homes, but we're cleaning all the linen for them.
Okay.
And we're going over there 2 or 3 times a week.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so think about and the other thing that I would say is think about that it's going to be hard because summertime is going to be your busy season, right? And it's going to be hard to focus on that. But whatever you do in August, September, October is going to be what tells you it's going to impact what happens in January and February, right?
Got it.
So the tendency is going to be like, oh, we just got to get through summer. But if there's any way that you can devote some real intentionality in going towards and moving and servicing some of those businesses, I think that will help help you in the down periods as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Anyone else have any questions or anything you want to ask of this lovely group?
I guess I'll ask a question.
Sure.
I don't have my laundry business yet. I'm doing my research now and everything. I would just like to know from some of the ladies on the panel, what type of obstacles did you face starting your business, especially for the women who didn't have a partner to go into business with? What type of doors that you had to knock down to get into the business?
I won't take this one
Catherine.
because I went through a lot of doors. Well, city planning, did I mention that? City planning is a beast. Whatever you think that'll be, triple it. So city planning, I had a certain amount of you're a woman, you don't know what you're talking about to deal with. I know, right? Either from contractors, the city, vendors, etc. Finding the right distributor. Equipment is important. Your distributor is more important, period, if you're going to be opening a laundromat. And then just questioning myself, because it's a huge, huge thing. Like starting a business is a huge thing, period. End of story. And so am I doing this? Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing it the right way? Am I gonna lose my entire financial whatever's doing this? Like, what am I thinking? All of the questions, right? So the doubt is probably the one that, the CLA is the best for me for. But also it's been great with them dealing with vendors and finding distributors and that kind of thing. So I did not have a partner in all of this. I have a husband. He is not involved. Somebody asked if I was bringing him to excellence, and I said no, because no, thank you. So he did not assist in any of this. Like, this is my baby and only my baby. Just I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell everybody, which is ask more questions. Whatever you think are enough questions, ask whoever you're talking to 10 more. So if it's a distributor, a vendor, the planner, whoever, just keep asking questions. That'll serve you the best to getting around those doors, because you're not usually going to go through them. You have to find a way around them.
Thank you.
Good advice. So anyone else?
I'd like to
Raina.
add something to that. Also talking to the finance part of it. So, I think that's good to start early on. Just getting what do I need? What do I absolutely have to put in? And then what can I leverage? And I think that's you need that early on. And then
Yeah,
once you get your
I've been researching that too, right? Because I have some rental properties, right? So I get asked different questions than men would never ask, right?
right.
And it's like kind of tiring. So I know there's some uphill battles I have to deal with, but I'm trying to get ahead of those things. So that's why I'm trying to do my research on businesses. I've been stalking out laundromat businesses within an hour away from me, just to see how they're set up, and some things I may want to change, things of that sort. I already had a talk with Brian earlier today about question how do I vet a current laundromat business, right? So he gave me some good pointers that I'm going to go back and research as well.
Lucretia, I put my email in chat. Feel free to reach out to me.
Okay.
Because I also am not I own rentals. I'm not easy on paper to lend to. I went through the whole lending game. I did not pay outright for mine. And I learned a lot of things. I'd be happy to share them. I just don't want to go through all of it on here. So feel free to reach out to me. And that's true of any of you.
Okay, thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
because that's going to be my other uphill battle until I move those rentals out of my name to my LLCs, right? Because
Not necessarily.
oh,
Not
then I really
necessarily.
need to talk to
Yeah,
you.
we need to talk. Slow down.
Okay.
Like, we should talk. Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
See, connections, connections, connections.
And asking questions.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyone else? No? Well, we have a nice little group here. I hope I recognize some of you as members or you've attended events. For those of you who haven't, I hope that we gave you some good, compelling reasons why you would want to be part of CLA. In the last couple of minutes, I'm just going to share a few more of our upcoming events. We talked a lot about how valuable it is for events. So let me just share my screen quickly. So CLA, we do virtual, like today's event, as well as live. So the virtual ones that are coming up, I saw a few of you and some of you shared, you're not in the business yet. So we do a monthly how to get started, how to start a laundromat. The next one is March 10th. Brian Wallace, our executive director, he gives an overview. He usually has an existing store owner on with him, and then he just opens it up to questions. So it's completely free, a good hour and a half of your time. It is recorded too. So if you register and then can't attend the live event, it does get recorded. For our Women's Laundry Network, I am very excited about our March program. So as you're doing your research or just out in social media, I'm sure you've seen a lot of TikToks and YouTubes about how easy it is to get into the business and buckets of quarters and it's all glamorous. And so we don't want to scare anyone away because it is a great business. It's a great industry. But we're going to have some women on who are going to share what is the real story of owning a laundromat. Machines do break. You could have someone breaking into your laundromat. There's the good, there's the bad. We're going to kind of share it all. So that will be a really good event. And then in April, and I'll get to our live event, but we are going to have a speaker at our event in May talking about mental resilience and grit. So in April, she's going to do a virtual event to give us a little bit of a preview of what she's going to cover and an introduction to her. So that'll be on April 15th. So as far as live events, we do monthly networking events locally across the country. We call them Connect Live. So these are the ones that are coming up, but we do at least one, sometimes two a month. The website that I have listed there shows you all the locations. These are just 2-hour dinner networking events. So it gives you a chance to have a meal, have a drink, and connect with operators, distributors, vendors that are all in your local area. And then lastly, the big event that the Women's Laundry Network hosts is our Excellent Women in Laundry event. So that is coming up May 5th. It is a full day event in Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. We have speakers and panels and plenty of opportunity to meet the other women and network during our breakfast and our lunch and reception. This picture right here was our very first one that we did in San Diego. It's roughly about 50. We're hoping for closer to 75 women. So not huge. It's not one of those conferences where there's 500 people and you're overwhelmed. A nice small group where you can really get to know people and build that network and connections. So the reason that we do this event in this location and date is it is in connection with our Excellence in Laundry event, which slide is not. Sorry. There we go. So we also do an Excellence in Laundry event. The difference is this is open to everyone, not specific to women in the industry. It is 2 days. It starts at the reception, the night of the women's event, and then 2 full days of education where we have keynote speakers, we have panels on. The event is more about scaling up and wealth management, growing your business. One of our keynotes this year is the coach from the Savannah Bananas, which I'm pretty excited about. He's a very high energy guy, but how it relates to us is he's talking about how the Savannah Bananas started kind of at ground zero and what they've grown and become, and applying some of those techniques to how you can grow your business. So if you decided you want to attend both, we do offer a discount bundle on both. So the website there has the full agenda, and the women's one, same thing. You can find the full agenda there. We really hope that some of you choose to attend. Many of the women that are on here today that we're talking about events, that's one of the first events that they attended. We do offer many other, but it's just a nice little tight-knit group. All right. Well, with that, I thank everyone for joining us this afternoon, and hope to see you at an event, and hope that you become a part of our CLA Women's Laundry Network group. Thank you very much.
Join us.
Have a good day.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Audio Jungle.